In modern goat farming, we need structures on every farm for our goats. Previously, most farmers never thought about infrastructure construction, but it is of utmost importance that every farm must have a goat house or a goat pen. Why do we consider a goat pen important? One, when you have a goat pen, you are creating security for your goats. They are not easily stolen because they are collected into one place. And also remember, our goats are afraid of too much rain. And without a shelter, it means you are stressing your goats from the too much rain. So you can only distress them by giving them a very good shelter for them to be able to shield from the rains. And also too much sunshine affects the goat's productivity. They need a shelter always. Our topic today, we want to talk about goat structures. Why is it of importance? Why should we construct them? And what are some of those parameters a farmer should use when constructing those goat pens? Are you new to our channel? Please subscribe and do not forget to click on that bell for more videos once they load. A number of farmers have contacted me and they have no idea on what kind of structure they should have at their farms and what type do they want, what size, and what should constitute a good structure. What partitions should they put in their structure, and should they go for a raised goat pen with a platform or for a ground pen? Today, our discussion is going to be based on the best two types of goat houses in Africa we consider among the best. And one of those is a raised goat pen with a platform, and the second one is a ground pen. We are going to dig into the nitty-gritty of each, and at the end of the day, it's up to you as a farmer to make a decision on what works best for you. Why would a farmer opt for a low or a ground house pen or a ground pen for their goats? Number one, a ground pen is cheap to build. It does not require a lot of resources like material. It does not require a lot of expertise to construct. That anybody, even me as Grace, I can get my nails and timber and put together a ground pen. A ground pen also is very key, especially to farmers who want to start farming local goats. Why? Local goats are hardy animals. They will survive in any harsh condition. All you have to do, look for a ground which is a little bit raised, like an anthill, or a ground which is gently sloping down, and you construct your goat pen there. Why do we consider gently sloping or an anthill? Because it will enable the droppings or even the rains when they come to always go down the drain without any hassle for you and your team at the farm. Please note, farmers, that when you have a ground pen, especially in the rainy season, you should have more than one goat house, because during the rainy season, it is so wet. The goats have a lot of droppings. The rain is too much, so it gets wet very, very fast. So always ensure you have a backup plan somewhere where you can take your goats in that time when the ground pen is totally wet. Actually, do it at an interval of after 3 to 5 days. Change the goats and take them to another goat pen. But if you cannot afford to do this, ensure that your people at the farm, your team at the farm, they sweep that goat pen on a daily basis. But can all of you do that on a daily basis? This is where the magic is. When you are one person who wants to keep clean animals like Grace, you will not have that side, because usually those goats are usually dirty. They are usually dirty. That's why most farmers prefer to keep the Mubende goats, especially the local goats, because they are not, most of them are not white. They are black and white, brown, and brown easily hides the kind of dirt. But if you want your exotic goats to be clean, I wouldn't advise you any day, any time to keep them on a ground pen. Still on hygiene, every time you keep your goats on the ground, and especially, for example, the exotic goats, these goats, you are keeping them in close touch with the germs you're trying to run away from. Basically, they form a partnership. So why would you want to form a partnership with the germs, yet you have another option? But like a person who is beginning and you don't have enough money and you really want to start, ground pen to be the best option for you. But also remember, when you are constructing this goat pen should be in a shape of a bus. It should not be so wide, but it can be at any length you want it to be. It should not be so wide. Basically, you should construct it in such a setting that you put it in an area where the sun rises and hits inside that house to be able to dry the urine or any water that may have spilled there. And when you dry this urine, the sun dries this urine, the pneumonia reduces in your goats. And also ensure that you have enough air passing through the goat pen. Don't cover it all, because a fully covered house, it is another disaster for your goats. You will not run away from pneumonia, you will not run away from flu, you will not run away from diarrhea. All these you will have them when you have a house that is not aerated enough. Goats need air, do it for them. A farmer watching me, you have an investment worth 100 million and you want to invest in exotic goats. Why would you go for a ground pen instead of a raised pen? Basically, it's just like putting all your money to waste, because you will incur so many infections. Remember, our exotic goats, they are fragile. Do this for the local goats, the local breeds. They will handle this kind of ground pen so well, because remember, our local goats are hardy animals. They handle any situation, but not extreme. Any harsh situation or hard situation directed towards them, like a ground pen. But with exotic goats, I wouldn't advise anybody to raise their goats on a ground pen, because it's a recipe for disaster. Before you think of any goat house to construct, first think of these factors, because they will determine what kind of structure are you going to have on your farm. Number one, what kind of breed are you going to have on your farm? There are certain breeds that don't do well in a certain kind of structure, and there's also another breed that does so well in a kind of structure. So which breed? The breed you are going to start will help you determine which kind of structure you are going to have on your farm. For example, a ground pen is best suitable for our local breeds, the likes of Mwende, small East African, and the Kigezi goats. Whereas a raised goat pen is most suitable for our exotic goats like the Boa, Savannah, and Kalahari goats. We discussed about these different breeds on our channel. All you have to do, look through our videos. We loaded a video about the different type of breeds we have in Uganda. They will help you, give you a direct picture of what we are talking about. Number two, capital. Capital determines what kind of structure you're going to construct. If you have at least 7.5 million and above, it can push you to construct a housing, a raised pen. Or if you are queer like me, I started with a low ground pen because I didn't have enough money. So the more money one has, it pushes him on what to do with the goats. And I'm not saying that when you construct a raised pen, that the local goats will not go there. They will look good there. But if you don't have the money to construct a raised pen, simply go for a ground pen. It will equally work out so well. A 7.5 million shillings can give you a structure, a raised goat pen that can accommodate between 50 to 100 goats. Whereas the same amount of money, if it is a ground pen, it can give you a structure that can accommodate between 100 to 150 goats. You can compare and see, and then make a decision on what kind of structure you want with the amount of money you have. Thank you for watching. let's end it here. But we are going to carry on with this discussion in the next episode.